What's up, Kyuzou here. So I've already made like a 10-minute video about this, but yeah, I'm just gonna redo it, I guess. So I want to show you how to craft a power charge cast-on crit helmet, such as this, or rather, the steps I took to create this. So this one isn't technically all done. I still want tier 1 accuracy, and I want tier 1% energy shield. Ideally we would want tier 1 or at least tier 2 flat energy shield, but honestly the crafted one is good enough. We're still gonna hit 270, maybe 280 energy shield with a tier 1%. Alright, so the first thing we need is we need a Warlord helmet. We then use alterations until we hit maximum power charges. Maximum power charges does not have a tag that we can use with harvest, so we have to entirely rely on alterations. It also has a very low rating. We then also need a Redeemer helmet. On the Redeemer helmet we will use alterations until we hit nearby enemies have a -9 to cold resistance. Now this, however, does have a cold tag, but to make our lives easier, we will roll nearby enemies that have cold resistance on a second helmet. We then use an Awakener's Orb to combine the two, and here's where we need luck. There's two lucky outcomes we're hoping for. The obvious one is that we hit a perfect helmet straight from the get-go, but what we're mainly hoping for is to hit a helmet with all of the affixes with removable tags. Now, my first attempt did not go that well. I actually got very unlucky, you could say, because on my first attempt I hit elemental damage, and increased elemental damage does not have a removable tag. My second bad luck was on the Suffix. I hit mana regen, flat mana regen. And flat mana regen is a Redeemer mod which also does not have a removable tag. So I have to annul elemental damage to save the helmet. You can do a 50-50 annulment on both the prefixes and the suffixes. If I accidentally get rid of the cold resistance on the suffixes, the helmet is still live because cold res does have a cold tag, so I can get this back. However, power charges does not have a tag, so if I get rid of the power charges, the helmet is bricked. Now obviously there is augment influence modifier, but that is far too expensive to attempt, considering maximum power charges has such an awfully low weighting. So how can we target annul the elemental damage? We do that by using remove non. Things like remove non-physical, add physical, remove non-cold, add cold. And the rule of remove non is that if it cannot add to the prefix, it cannot remove from the prefix. If it cannot add to the suffix, it cannot remove from the suffix. It also can't remove a suffix and then add a prefix. So our options are, well, if you look at the elemental, I guess, if we look for lightning, if we do remove non-lightning, add lightning, there is not a single lightning prefix, so we cannot use lightning. And we obviously cannot use cold because there is a cold suffix, so it would remove from the suffixes first. And there is a cold tag on the prefix, but we are looking for something that does not have a suffix tag. If we look at fire, there are fire tags on both. Our options left are attack, remove non-attack, add attack. There is a suffix tag and there is a prefix tag, so we cannot use that. What about physical? Now physical does not have a suffix tag, so if we do remove non-physical, add physical, it cannot take away anything from the suffixes, so it can only touch the prefixes. Now the problem is remove non-fizz, add fizz can in fact remove power charges. And that is exactly what happened to my helmet. So I lost my power charges. So what I had to do was scour the helmet and alteration spam until we got maximum power charges again. I then augmented and regaled, and I hit life regen and physical damage taken as fire. So this is very good because physical damage taken as fire has a physical and a fire tag. Life regen does have a life tag, so we can, craft the helmet from anew. So the steps we want to take here is we want to fill out the prefixes. So I did that by crafting flat mana. And the reason we want to isolate an area, we want to focus either on prefixes first or suffixes first. And in my opinion, focusing on the suffixes first is going to be easiest. So I used remove life. I then used augment cold 3 times. And the reason I'm using it 3 times is because there are 3 cold tags on the suffix. We have cold resist, we have nearby enemies have cold resist, and there is chance to freeze. The nearby enemies have negative to cold resistance, has the worst weighting, and it has a very, very low weighting. So the odds of us hitting this on our first augment is very low. Our chances of hitting on the second augment is also very low. So if we don't hit it on the first or second, we are 100% guaranteed to hit it on the third because there are only 3 cold tags in total. So here we can see a screenshot of the helmet where I augmented cold resistance, freeze duration, and the enemies have negative cold resistance. The step I then took here, or the goal rather here, is to remove cold until we only have nearby enemies have cold resistance as the only suffix. Now the problem is we have a chance of annulling nearby enemies have cold resistance, so we want to kind of increase our chances of keeping that. So what I did was I took change cold into lightning. As we can see here, I changed cold to lightning. Now we have a 50% chance of annulling nearby enemies have cold or freeze duration. So if we annul nearby enemies, we have to aug cold again, and most likely do add remove until we hit it again, but I got very lucky and I hit what I wanted to hit. So the helmet looks like this now. So I now have a suffix open. I then used aug crit, and I hit the lowest possible tier, but that's fine. We can just do add remove until we're satisfied. Our main focus is still to just get a base of a helmet to where we can just start spamming add remove rather than, augmenting. I then removed the lightning to open up one more suffix. I then auged attack to try and get the accuracy. So you can see here, I auged attack to get accuracy. I also in between did add remove crit to get my crit multi to tier 1. So now that the suffixes are all done, all we have to do on the suffixes now is, basically divine the crit and add remove attack until we hit tier 1. So now we can move over to work on the prefixes. So what I did here on the physical damage from hits taken as fire, we can do either remove fire or we can do remove physical. I did remove physical. And I then augmented defense. So the strategy for the energy shield, or rather my strategy, is you aug defense once, and then you do add remove until you hit tier 1 flat or percent. Once you have that, you just have to make a decision. Either you benchcraft the last one, or you aug and hope you get lucky. I auged and hoped to get lucky, and I did not. I had tier 1 flat, auged a shitty hybrid, I think, and then did add remove. There's no reason to remove at this point. You do add remove because if you hit the bad one and improve on that, that's good. If you accidentally remove the good one, then you remove defense and start over with add remove until you have the tier 1. So I don't even want to know how many exalts I spent on trying to get to tier 1, but I hit tier 2% and decided to stop there and just mastercraft energy shield. I may in the future try and improve on the helmet, on the energy shield once I have more money. Right now I only have 13x, like I'm really broke. And I mean 13x might not be broke, but I have so much to improve on the rest of my gear that 13x is really, I am broke in a sense. So I hope that this video has been interesting, and I hope for my sake that this retake was worth it. So yeah, I am working on a cast on crit character. Belt's not supposed to be a headhunter. I will be crafting rings later. I will be... Well, I mean, I won't really talk about the specifics on the rings, but I need rings, and I need to buy some awakened gems, and I need to fix my clusters, actually. I guess we'll end with that. So, on my clusters, I have Prismatic Heart and Widespread Destruction, but I also need Blanketed Snow. So I need 2 of these. Now, this cluster with all 3 notables are 15, 16, maybe even 20 exalts, and I need 2 of those, and I don't have 40 exalts to spend on clusters. So Widespread and Prismatic does not have tags, but Blanketed does have a cold tag. So my plan is to Aug Cold, and if I don't hit it, add remove cold until I do hit it, and I have to do this on both these clusters. And I'm hoping that it's going to be cheaper to do it this way than spending 40 exalts on cluster jewels. So if I can get it in less than 30x, then I won. But yeah, see you on stream. See you on the next video. Bye.